Ron Scott here. Now that 2013 is in the rearview mirror, please join me as I look back on the people, places, and events that shaped my life during the previous year. Parties are always a big part of any year for me. My late winter brunch was a new addition and a big hit with lots of good friends along with bacon, eggs, champagne, and mimosas. Of course, it's fun to go to other people's parties as well. Michael Tucker celebrated his birthday at McElroy's Pub in February. Photographer Arthur Meyerson drew a big crowd at the Black Labrador Pub for a presentation featuring his book, The Color of Light. And a bounty of local artists turned out for Pen Morrison's opening of her exhibit at Cactus Music of blues music-themed guitar collages. Alas, the Houston art community lost several of its own in 2013. Artist and photographer Casey Williams passed away on New Year's Day. Casey was one of my first photo assistants. Art director and painter Martin Miglioretti died later that month. Martin was also a blues musician and an avid supporter of the Houston blues scene. His life was celebrated at a memorial at Cactus Music, where many of his colleagues remembered him fondly.
And that's when I found out about Martin. I already knew he was an art director, that kind of thing, but man, you know what really surprised me about Martin? He could play. The guy could, took out his axe. He could play, man. I was like, oh my God, dude, you're awesome. You're great.
Longtime Houston photographer Don Klump died in April of 2013. It was a sad April as well for the West Alabama Ice House crowd. Their beloved mascot Taki went to doggy heaven after battling cancer and losing a leg. And former bartender Allie passed away at the early age of 36 years. Later in the year, one of the Ice House regulars, Lamarck Bayer, was killed in a motorcycle wreck. Spring saw happier days at the Ice House, where they kicked off the crawfish season with a big bug boil fundraiser. I celebrated my birthday for the third year in a row with a trip down to the Big Easy, where I enjoyed the people, food, and beverages of the French Quarter, as well as a trip to the World War II Museum. 2013 marked the 30th year living in my townhome on Colquitt Street, and in commemoration, Carla West, my longtime bookkeeper, created a magnificent quilt from all my Lola's t-shirts. Rico and Linda Loper's annual crawfish boil was a bit soggy, but the bugs were tasty, and the rain didn't dampen the fun. With summer about to get into full swing, I kicked off the first of my annual pool parties on Memorial Weekend, followed by parties on the 4th of July, the dog days of summer, and Labor Day weekend. And just for good measure, I threw in a bacon and bubbly brunch, which everybody liked so much that I did it again in the fall. Travel highlighted my summer as well. First was a trip to Fort Worth, Texas for my 50th Paschal High School reunion, where I joined several of my buddies for all the festivities. Next was an extended visit to my brother Ridgway's summer home in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, where I enjoyed the beautiful scenery of the Lachino Islands, as well as boating and visiting with my nieces and nephew and many other friends there. At the end of August, I headed out to Pebble Beach, where I joined my friends Ken and Ed for a week sampling the grandeur of the California coast, as well as the cuisine of charming Carmel by the Sea. In November, I was off to New Orleans again for more enjoyment of the food, spirits, sights, and sounds of the Big Easy. Back in Houston, as the holiday season approached, I hosted my 6th annual wine and cheese party, where guests bring the wine and I lay out a selection of cheeses and other goodies. To cap off 2013, I spent Christmas Day at Eric and Bernadette's country estate, along with several good friends, where we had a little fun with the horses.
Oh, get off, Carl.
All right. Good. Come down.
I'm Ron Scott, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and share, and may you all have a very prosperous and happy new year.